presents... Alright guys, it's me, Half Dude. It's been a long time, huh? Yeah. Yeah, it's I've been busy. Not really, but things have been happening. But I'm here to do a Let's Play, and I am kind of tired, so I'm going to try not to be tired during this. But if I did never started this, I would never start this. So I'm trying to start it. I've been wanting to do a Let's Play this for a long time. This is Titanic Adventure Out of Time. Came out in 1996, and I played the fuck out of this when I was a little kid. Back, way back in the fucking day, when I was living at Bud's, and I was the height of my Titanic obsession. So this very much fed it. So let's go ahead and start it so this loop stops, this annoying music loop. April 14th, 1942.
Again, today's
World
top
War II.
stories. London has endured another night of German bombing. Most damage was concentrated in the East End. The RAF has struck enemy aerodromes in Le Havre and the Low Countries. In Russia, further German losses are reported around Leningrad. In Asia, the American fortress at Corregidor is still defiant, but Japanese forces are reported nearing the Burmese oil fields. And that concludes the news summary. We now return you to our music program.
So yeah, this is the bleak beginnings of this game. We play as a guy named Carlson, who used to be in the Secret Service, I guess. He was a spy for the British, and he was on the Titanic on a mission, and he failed. And this is where we ended up. And the room tells the story, just like a good Valve game. The environmental storytelling. Got our little model. I had a model just like this when I was a kid. That's what you're doing. I remember back when I was playing this on a lower end screen. It was more pixelated. I always thought this little part on the wall was part of the front of the ship, and I was like, what is this coming off the front? But it's really just on the wall. It's a piece of the wall coming off. But yeah. And you got memories. Oh. Not the best memories. Titanic sinks. 1,250 perish. RMS Titanic sinks after 4 hours after sinking iceberg. I saw it go down. No word yet on the Astor's first-hand account. Or the next day, April 16th. For 1 cent. And sorry, I went ahead. You can actually turn this on and change to different music, but there you go. Yeah, so yeah, there's different music you listen to, but it's distracting. Plus, we're going to hear that music all throughout the game, so. There's Winston Churchill. We're a big Churchill fan, evidently, because there's another picture of him. Or maybe the people that made the game just thought, well, you're in London, so what would London people have in their houses? And we got some powdered milk, some dried eggs, some spaghetti, some roaches. You can make the roach continually come out. And we have no money. That's why our landlord is trying to get us to pay.
Sneaking out, are you? I want me money. They said you was important once. Not now. You're just old and broke. When do I get me money? When?
So yeah, we're not going outside for a while. Let's see. Got this. You know, actually, it's a little too quiet. Let's go ahead and turn the radio on, but we'll turn on quiet. But maybe we'll turn it to a different. I think there's a. No, I guess not. There's a volume control in there. Never mind. Alright, what does it have to do with it being quiet? Wreck of the Titan. Yeah, this is a famous book that came out. Came out before the Titanic sank, but it's really famous because it almost like predicted it. Because it's about a ship called the Titan that hit an iceberg and sank, and a bunch of the stuff is like really, really similar, like eerily similar. So, alright, from a couple days after the sinking, Lord and Lady Lambeth. Obituary: Lord and Lady Lambeth have died on the Titanic disaster. The couple has been missing since the sinking and were not among the survivors rescued by the Carpathia last Monday. Many of the rescued attest to seeing the couple together before the ship sank. The White Star Line will confirm only that Lambeths were passengers on the ocean liner. There were no children. Lady Lambeth was the daughter of the late Duke of Norwich. She blah blah, probably the most lavish blah 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 famous. Well, and yeah, that'll play into the game. I don't need to say that. And let's see. Look on our bed. As our old handbag. Nazi bombers hit city. Heavy damage in docklands. Japs near Burma oil fields. That's something I like to do in the game back in the day. I used to like picking things up and dropping it again, because it makes the satisfying paper noise. Anyway, so let's look at our desk. Lots of things on here. Got World War II magazines. Cool. Evidently, our character Carlson was on the Hindenburg from Frankfurt to Lakehurst. August 10th, 1914. His Majesty's government regrets to inform you that your service in this office of the Secret Service are no longer needed. Termination to be effective immediately. With regrets, Commander Hipple. So yeah, we were fired. We were fired about 2 years after the Titanic failure. Here's some newspaper clipping. Kind of wonder what he's using this for. Here's the La Morte card. This will be, you'll see this again. So, that's a nice postcard. Let's see, 1225 something, New York. Heard you're back from France. Hope you'll even the score yet with the bastards who fired you. Sorry to bring it up, but I think you were treated horribly. No references, no pension. What will you do next? Keep me posted, Jack. You can actually read the other ones, but it's kind of hard to find where they want you to click. There's that one. Oh wow, I don't know if I can read this one. 1928. Having a great time, Ron and Jack in somewhere. He's worried about you. Says he hasn't heard from you since you left the clinic. I held for your repairs. It's too pixelated, I can't frickin' read it. Are you still love someone? Yeah, I can't even read that. Alright, there you go. These guys look like they're toasting marshmallows. Tunis, 1939. Looks like war in Europe, doesn't it? Situation here, nervous. French are stop wine. Women and songing it as usual. What will you do if there's fighting? Keep firing. Just keep fixing watches? Seriously, I know whatever happened on the Titanic was bad, but it's 25 years. You can't change the past. Look ahead. We'll talk when I return. Cheers, Jack. So evidently we got a friend named Jack. Let's look at my old pocket watch.
See here. This isn't about your dedication. Pringle certainly attests to your loyalty. No, your dismissal stems from the Titanic mission. That failure can no longer be ignored. Especially now. I am sorry. But someone must shoulder the blame. The service, you understand. We can't be held responsible.
So, yeah. That's your inner voice. Just, I guess you're remembering what they told you or something. So, yeah. Just living a miserable existence. And now things are about to get worse. Yep, the Nazis are dropping bombs on us. Let me out.
When do I get me money?
Oh my god. But the force of the explosion was so epic that it opened a time rift and sent me back in time.
The past, forever locked in regret. But what if the past could be changed?
What if?
30 years have come and gone since the night that saw the end of the world, my world. The service needed someone on the Titanic. They chose me. I was to wait for a signal from my contact, so I remained in my cabin. I left only once Georgia was on board. And that's when it came. There'd be no second chance. It was Sunday, April 14th. Too late, you see, for the Titanic, for me. What if I'd met with my contact, prevented disaster? What if the past could be changed?
What if I actually did my job? Alright, so evidently our life was so pathetic that even the universe took pity on us and sent us back and gave us another chance to right everything. So here's our nice little first class stateroom. Oh, someone's knocking on the door.
Good
Hello.
evening. I am Smethels, your steward, and if I may say so, it is good to see you up and about. You've been in your cabin the whole voyage. A touch of the mal de mer, was it?
What the hell is that?
Seasickness can be quite unpleasant, especially if it's one's first crossing. Since you haven't been out of your cabin, may I instruct you on how to get assistance while on board the Titanic?
You guys want to see him totally break character? Alright.
Very good. We of the White Star Line hope that your stay on board Titanic is as relaxing as possible. As you explore the ship, please bear in mind the following advice. The mouse is your hands, the keys your feet. If you find the screen too dark or too bright, follow the directions on the control screen help panel or consult your manual on adjusting your monitor. To find the control panel help and other features, click on the life preserver at the bottom of the screen. The control panel has a help button, as well as a quit and save game feature. You may also adjust the volume. Test the settings by clicking on the black knob. You may also switch the theme music on or off. After making any adjustments, click
Okay.
to return to your current game. Wandering the ship, if you notice a hand, it indicates something to click on. May I suggest you do so? Several personal items in your room, a brown satchel, and a pocket watch are quite useful to you during your voyage. Take them
Okay,
with you.
Smeddles.
You shall want to converse with other passengers. If you fail to understand them, click on their face. They will repeat their last sentence. The purser. His office is on C deck, just off the forward grand stairs. The elevator, or lift as we call it, has an attendant who can direct you to various sections of the ship. The lifts are located behind the forward grand staircase. Lastly, you may always find me by returning to your cabin, C-73, and ringing the bell to the right of the door. Your correspondence.
I got a message.
2,200 on board, and they all want messages delivered promptly. Even if it is 1912, and the Titanic, the most advanced means of sea conveyance ever devised, I still have only 2 hands. Here, a map of the ship for you. Compliments of the White Star Line. I have taken the liberty of indicating your cabin, C-73.
Wow, I'm getting the royal treatment.
Of course, on a Sunday evening at this hour, there won't be many people out. Will there be anything else?
Yeah, who's Pee-Pee?
A young lady. A most insistent young lady. The electric camel, an exercise device. They say it is good for the liver. I wouldn't know. It's located in the gymnasium, on the boat deck, on the starboard side. That's the right side, in case you had not been informed.
Sure, let's learn some ship facts. What's the left side called?
Port. If you're facing towards the front of the ship, the left side is the port side. Have you unpacked? You'll find your trunk key in your bag on the
You been going
bed.
through my stuff?
And remember your personal effects, your watch and bag. If you require additional assistance, please ring the bell by the door. Good night.
Yeah, there you go. There's my little service thing. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the music down a little bit. Yeah, that's better. So yeah, here we are, in the game. Here's my nice little room. Got some stuff we can click on. We got the window. Yeah. They say even now, the faucets still have water in them. I'm sorry. So, and there's our watch. It's the same watch we had in the future, but now it's working. So it's 9:30. This is the night of the sinking. We hit the berg at 12:40, so we got about 3 hours, 4 hours, roughly. But that's alright, because we have a clock, but the game isn't actually timed for the most of the game, at least. The time just advances every time the plot advances. So we're good. Get our bag. There's our good old bag again. Turn the light off and on. Got a little menu here. Some French stuff. Creamed carrots, boiled rice, roasted squib, cold asparagus vinaigrette, Waldorf pudding. Huh. Oh. Meet me tonight on deck. Tell no one, Georgia. Remember in the opening he said he was talking about Georgia. She's the one that screwed up our mission last time, so we went to see her instead of doing our mission. So, better be careful. Anything else? No. And there's a bench. Yeah, let's look at our... let's see here. We got our map of the map of the ship. And these are actually fairly accurate. This game was praised back in the day for being really accurate to the actual ship. And I can attest to that from what I know, that this is very accurate. This is kind of like Fallout. You can use this as a fast travel, but I'm going to refrain from doing that during this video because you sometimes miss out on things if you do that. So I will not be using this. Here's our bag where we keep all our stuff, our inventory. We got a single key to our steamer trunk. So let's go ahead and use that. Because as you remember, we're a secret agent. So we're not here for fun and games.
His Majesty's government has assigned an agent of the Crown to rendezvous with you on board the Titanic.
That's pee-pee.
Remain in your cabin until your contact gives you further instructions. After completion of all your assignments on board, book passage to remain on the ship and return to Southampton for your next assignment. For a more in-depth report of the international situation in the spring of 1912, please review the white paper included as part of this briefing.
That is all. And I actually didn't know this until years later, but you can actually switch out that and put this in. And it's that same song from the beginning of the game. That's kind of cool. Let's see. Oh. So let's see what we got in here. Confidential papers. Now I'm sure Eric, who's probably the only one watching this other than maybe Andrew, already knows everything about World War I, which is what this is talking about, so you don't really need to know about this, but I'll go ahead and put the stuff up here, and you can read it if you want. I'm not going to read it, because it's too much to read. But yeah, here we go. Like that. And there you go. And there you go. And there you go. And there you go. And that's it. So now you're all caught up. Thanks for coming back, and after reading all that, I'm sure you read it all. And our last little thing is this. This is our magic decoder. And we can use this to decode, well, coded messages. This will be very important later, but not now. There you go. Alright, so, are you ready to leave our room and actually do some stuff? Me too. So here we go. Alright, so C-73 is our room. We're heading forward. There's good old Smettles again. And here's the forward grand stairs. We'll go ahead and head up. We gotta go to the gymnasium and talk to Pee-Pee. That's our first objective. Oh. Guess we could stop at the lounge real quick, though. Oh.
Yes?
Hi. Can I come in?
The lounge is closed for the night. We'd open it again only in an emergency, which we are not experiencing at the moment. Good night.
Kind of looks like I'm freaking him out. And there it is. There's the iconic forward grand staircase with the angel and everything. And let's talk to this lovely lad.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Don't think we've met. I'm Leyland Sachem Trask, metaphysical scribe and evangelist for the supernatural. I've been in London attending a conference on premonitions among the sensitive.
What's a sensitive?
Sensitives, or psychics, possess increased powers of perception. A gifted psychic can take a personal effect from a complete stranger and tell you all about them.
Are your predictions reliable?
There's a range, of course, but given the right training, psychics can reveal information hidden to others.
Yeah, what do you predict for the Titanic?
This is a ship of destiny, which I think you know.
Me? I don't know crap. Well, can you read something for me? Can you read my random steamer trunk key?
I'm sorry, I'm getting no reading at all. Not even faintly.
Alright, well, maybe I'll see you later.
Good night.
Nah, he's a good guy. I like Trask, he's a cool guy. Alright, so one more flight up will take us to the boat deck. And there's honor and glory crowning time. It's what that mod, Titanic Honor and Glory, is referencing. Okay. Here's the gymnasium. There we go. Here's the Titanic's gymnasium. And this must be PP.
Glory be. It's about time. You're late. Another 5 minutes and I'd have cancelled your mission. What a botch up. Some idiot in the War Office booked me into second, not first class. And I've had a fine time of it too. The crew wouldn't let me in the first cabin at all. It's just today I located you.
How'd you get up here now? Yeah. Were you the one that sent me the card?
Yes, I'm Pringle. Penny
Pringle.
Pringle. From the Bureau of Secret Service. You didn't think they'd plunk you down on this bucket of bolts and millionaires alone, did you?
I wouldn't be surprised, actually. What do you want to tell me?
Look at this. A German colonel named Zeitel. He's inspecting their embassies in Havana, Washington, and Mexico City. We know better.
Oh, do we?
10 days ago, the Bureau got word that Zeitel has in his possession a priceless copy of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, stolen 2 months ago in Paris after its purchase by a very highly placed member of His Majesty's government.
What's the Rubaiyat?
The Rubaiyat's a book, a collection of medieval Persian poetry, a passion of his lordship's. Poetry. Persians. The German High Command must think it's important enough to have their top man smuggle the lot on board.
What's he gonna do with it?
It's your job to find out. His lordship's watching this very closely. Very closely indeed. I wouldn't fumble this chance either, unless you fancy spending the rest of your career in some grotty Midlands back office shuffling paper.
Yeah, that'd be
about.
terrible. What are the Germans up to?
Have you seen the report? In your trunk? On the international
Too
situation?
long, did not read.
I'd jolly well read it if I were you.
It was too long. I didn't want to read it. Is he traveling alone?
No. He's with a protégé. Name of Heidelitz, I believe. The two spend a great deal of time in the Café Parisien. Nibbling pastries. Get into the wireless room. I don't know or care how. Officer Morrow wouldn't let me in. See if Zeitel's received or sent any telegrams about the Rubaiyat. You've got a cryptograph in your trunk. It'll unscramble the German codes for you. You use the brains God gave you.
Yes, ma'am.
Watch people. Listen. When you find the Rubaiyat, knock on my door.
What cabin are you in?
Cabin F, 34. Use the second-class stairs. You should be set. Remember, this is your big chance. Don't fail.
Alright. Well, so now we know our first main mission, but let's screw around. That doesn't really look like it would work you out that much. I don't know what that thing does. You just... Oh, it looks like it goes up and down. It's like I'm riding a horse. Titanic and Olympic. Screw Britannic. No one cares about that ship. Let's see. We got our little row machine thing. Got our bikes. And we got a punching bag. Alright. Yeah, I guess we can go outside. Alright, here we are. On the boat deck. Just going towards the front. Let's ask this lovely lad something.
Passengers aren't allowed on the bridge. Officer Morrow's in no mood to accommodate passengers right now. He's misplaced his binoculars, and he's in a right proper state about it too. Off with you now.
Alright. Yeah, technically passengers weren't allowed on this far up. There was a fence. I believe it was probably about right here. Either right here or about right there. But there's a fence where you weren't supposed to go past. It's called the Officers' Promenade up there. Random people. Hey, look, it's Georgia.
You came after all this time. It's Georgia. I'd heard you on board. Where have you been?
Who are you?
Who am I? But it's Georgia. The one person you could tell anything to. I don't blame you for not speaking to me. You told me once I cared only for a title. Well, I've got that now. I'm Lady Georgia, wife to Charles, Lord Lambeth.
Lord Lambeth.
Only it's all gone so wrong. Why on earth didn't you find me earlier?
I was detained. No, I didn't know you were on board.
It's been 5 years. I'd have waited a lot longer to see you again.
Aw.
Why didn't you tell me where you'd gone? Dina hadn't a clue, nor did Jack. My letters were returned.
She knows Jack.
Just like you to show up now, with everything such a beastly mess. You must help me.
What are you talking about?
You've no doubt heard the rumors. I won't deny most of them. I can't.
What rumors?
Even if the money's gone, I won't give the diamonds to Charles, never. These are all that remains. My insurance for a new life without Charles. Or Sasha.
Sasha?
Sasha? The owner of the Barbican Gallery? We're friends. Of a sort. He's sailing on the Titanic, taking some paintings to New York to sell. Please. I mustn't talk any longer. Take it. Take the necklace. It's my only chance now. Keep it for me. And don't tell Charles you have it. You can't know what he's like.
Okay. It's evidently easy to get a gigantic diamond jewelry. Just talk to people and they'll give it to you. So there's her jewelry. Evidently we know her. They don't really establish it very well, but yeah, evidently we know her for somewhere. She knows Jack, that guy that was sending me that postcard in the future, so... So we gotta find Officer Morrow. He should probably be in the Officer's Promenade, so
Come here.
I'm gonna talk to you later. So go up this side. Well, he looks like an officer type fellow. And there's the wireless room. That's where I need to get in. Oh.
Good evening. Third Officer Morrow here. Sorry, the wireless room's off limits to passengers. No passengers allowed.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. You just gotta butter him up a little bit.
Yes, very calm.
Is there ice this far south?
We've received some ice reports. Shouldn't be a problem, though. Not on the Titanic.
Let's see. Well, the sea appears calm.
Yes, very calm.
I already said that to him, didn't I? You concerned about the weather?
No moon. I don't like that. Can't see what's coming. No moon means surprises, as if we don't have enough already. Mr. Ismay, the White Star Line's president's on board. We're walking eggshells round him, I tell you. Though that's nothing compared to the creeping about my brother-in-law's doing at the moment. His entire London office is in an uproar.
So we've got to get him to open up a little bit. What uproar?
Tom works in the Admiralty. Seems our plans for troop deployments against Germany disappeared 3 weeks ago. Tom says the big boys are petrified the Jerrys will get wind of it. Could upset the balance of power. Politics. Desktop espionage. Bureaucrats. Pah, give me the sea. You can toss the rest.
I agree. You don't care much for bureaucrats?
Never have. Not since the war.
What war is that?
South Africa. Boer War. The officer was a drinker. He was drunk when they trapped us out on the veldt. On a moonless night. It was a massacre. We never saw them coming. Drink always leads to the devil.
It's a good thing I didn't ask him if he cared for a drink. Say. Well, no wonder moonless nights make you jumpy.
An interesting connection. For all I know, it could be true. A man's got his troubles. Sick child, being away from home. But I hate whiners and apologizers. Well, thank you for your insight.
I could still ask him if he wants to have a drink. Alright, let's see if he'll let me in the room now.
Have a look, why don't you? Mind you, Phillips will have my head if he catches you in there, but I don't see any harm. Go on in.
Sweet. Yeah, he's referring to Jack Phillips and Harold Bride, the wireless operators, who do not appear in this game, so I think we're good. So here we go. This is pretty accurate too. It's what it looked like. This was these little tubes, or like those tubes you see in banks, where you put the little things in the capsules and they go shoo. So this is how passengers could send them messages to send up here. Just go send it from down below and go shoop. Let's see. Ooh, music turns off. So I got some stuff down here. Here's a Marconi wireless messaging for dummies. But we don't need to know about that. Let's see. These are incoming. Okay, incoming. From a ship. Blah, blah, blah. 3 large bergs, 5 miles to the southwest of us. Greetings, steamer. Blah, blah, blah. Reports passing icebergs, large quantities. All success. Jamader. So, just a bunch of ice reports. And so if that's incoming, these must be outgoing. So these would mostly be passenger messages. To Lake Forest, Illinois, arrived Chicago by New York, April 20th. All 11s port to you, Mac and Lily. During this sad and trying time, with much sorrow, Liberty. 22, where the good Titanic superb ship may arrive early. Edith will arrive, White Star Pier, Wednesday 17th. Much news. Can't wait, Daisy. And, oops, something to Berlin, Germany, with a bunch of random messages, or characters. That must be a secret code, so we'll take that one. So there we go. Now we just gotta translate it and see what that's all about. Now we can talk to this dude. Hey man, how you doing?
Don't you love the sea air? Really clears out the sinuses. Max Seidelman, Philadelphia, PA. Buyer for Haymaker's department store. The shoppy of Spruce Street, they call me. You a sporting type? You look like the sporting type. Come on down to the smoking room for a nightcap. Riviera's looking for someone to play a few hands of blackjack with him. What do you say? Not much else to do. Not tonight. Brrr. Cold as a cast iron commode out here. So, what do you say?
Sure, why not?
Great. First, let's swing by the Parisian Cafe. There's a man there named Zeidel, a German. Claims he's a businessman, but he's got something up the sleeve, all right. I know the type, believe me. Dollars to donuts, he's in some racket. So come with, why don't you? We'll hit the smoking room from there. Hey, Colonel, how you doing? Willie? Like you to meet a friend.
A
There
pleasure.
they are. Hero and villain meet face to face.
Heidelitz and I, we welcome diversion during such an uneventful passage, don't we, Willie?
Certainly.
Willie is at the University of Vienna, dissecting children's fables.
Cultural mythology, it's quite interesting. So only a junior professor, I tried to interest Dr. Freud. He's a genius, and
Yes, I am sure, quite. On the passenger list, it says you embarked at Cherbourg. Yet I have not seen you with the others. You were there, were you not?
Yeah, I don't make much of an entrance.
I see. You are British. Not so many of you in Titanic's first cabins. These days, most of the rich are Americans. Businessmen like Max. Tell me, why do you go to New York?
I'm on business.
Business? How interesting, considering the British are not so good at
Ooh,
it.
sick burn. What do you do?
Me? Inspecting our embassies. Imperial Germany desires to make a good impression in North America. Willie is continuing on, to the west, to conduct research on Aboriginal customs.
the Indians, they are fascinating.
Yes. However, I place faith in science, not superstition.
The Colonel was saying this wireless stuff's revolutionizing everything. Sending messages to each other. It's the end of books and newspapers.
Like the Titanic, a technological triumph. Here we dined in comfort while racing along at 20 knots. It's still tied to the outside world by the wireless.
That reminds me, Colonel Seidel, when I go to send you a
Love the
telegram,
expressions.
they told me it was to be delayed. There are too many messages. The passengers...
I am sure our guests do not care to hear a detailed discussion of your encounter with telegraphy. Now, if you will excuse me...
Please, excuse us.
Won't you call on us tomorrow? Here, in the cafe. The Linzer Tort's quite passable for a British ship. Stop by. Willie and I welcome it most heartily.
Yes, most heartily.
And before I leave, you must allow me to give you some advice. But do not wander the ship. It is not good, I think, on a ship as big as the Titanic. Good night, friends.
Good night.
See? What did I tell you? What did I say? Them too. Up to something, I'd say. The brainy kid gives me the creeps. What a grind. He should hang out with that little blonde. She's a looker, I tell you. Come on, let's hit the smoking room. I'll introduce you to Riviera. What do you say?
I like Zeidel. He's a pretty cool villain. It's like you never know exactly at what point like he knows you're another spy, like a counter spy. Like he's very mysterious. He's kind of spooky. I like it. But yeah, let's go.
Great. Go Great. Go on up. I gotta see a man about a horse. I'll meet you in a few minutes. Goodbye.
Goodbye. She's sailing to destiny. So yeah, here's the Cafe Parisiana. You guys have watched my playthrough of the Honor and Glory demo when they recognize this place. Pretty freaking accurate. There's the a la carte restaurant over here, which you never see in this game. Got some stuff. But looks like Zeidel left his pipe. So we'll be a dick and take it. Plates, some cups, some big plates. Alright. It's Daisy Cashmore.
But my dear, it's Daisy Cashmore. Surely you remember. Oh, you a naughty thing. Don't think I didn't know you'd snuck on at Cherbourg.
Well...
Smethels told me all about it. The old boy's always dripping with news. Heard about Lord and Lady Lambeth. Ruined
I can really hardly
Scarcely
imagine
enough
her
left
and
for
Smethels
appearances,
talking.
I'm told. I always
They are
liked Georgia.
bit
Married
too
Charles
different.
for his name and his fortune, sensible girl. But she's made her nest. Now she must live in it. Well...
This lady's like one note is she's just a gossip queen. Oh, please, tell me more.
What do we think? Gorgeous, isn't it? Everyone's raving, gushing. The Titanic couldn't be more fabulous. And the sailing couldn't have been more convenient. Everyone's here.
No more convenient.
The Astors, the George Wideners, the Countess of Roth, such a wonderful girl. The Strausses, I saw them on D-deck tonight. The Ryersons, the Henry Harpers. I could just go on and on. And the ship's so very advanced. I was just saying to my dear friends, the Carters, they're bringing back a motor car, do you believe, in the cargo hold. Bill Carter checks it daily. Really, every day. He keeps the keys with the purser. And of course they let them. The Carters are fantastically rich.
Of course.
Lucille doesn't understand the attraction at all. With men and machines, I tell her, we girls play second fiddle.
Yeah.
Well...
yeah, go on.
My dear, I have a little favor. A tiny one.
With pleasure.
Tonight at dinner, a man I don't know was making eyes at me. Be an absolute darling and find out who he is.
Sure, why not?
Look him up in the passenger list. All I know are his initials, GQC. The list's someplace. Find it. I'll wait right here. Ta!
Alright, well, you better do something for me in return, I hope. So yeah, this is the rear grand staircase. As you can see, there's no statue, no clock, so... I guess we'll go ahead, go up and meet Max. He's gonna introduce me to Buick Riviera. There he is.
Let me introduce you to Buick Riviera. Remember, he's French, and you know what they're
Actually,
like.
I don't.
Come here.
Good evening, mon ami. Buick Riviera welcomes you to the tables. I am always delighted to play with friends of Max. You look familiar. We make a meeting before? Deauville? The casino at Monaco? New Mexico. I lived there once. In Diamondback. Such a town. So, have we met?
A Frenchman living in New Mexico. It's interesting. Sure, we met at the Hard Dive Saloon.
C'est vrai. Then we shall use my special cards.
Good luck. You'll need it.
As far as I know, telling him that doesn't
Careful,
it doesn't do
blackjack.
anything other than having him change the look of the cards. But sure, let's try it. Yeah, so 10, and 10, so that's 20, 21, right? Isn't that what you're trying to get to? So I can't really say I want to get more than that, so I'll stay. Yeah!
You are the winner. Magnifique. Another hand, mon ami?
Nah, I better get to work.
Bonne chance, mon ami. Good night.
Well.
How you doing? Buick fleeced you too? You know, you're letting me do all the talking. If you don't mind me asking, just why are you headed to New York?
I'm a worker.
Guess we all got our secrets, don't we? See you around, bub. Good night.
Yeah. So here's the first-class smoking room. It was kind of known for all its fine glass work. Got that little fireplace. People, you guys have seen the James Cameron film might recognize this area during the sinking part. Jack and Rose are running past here, and they see Thomas Andrews standing here in front of the fireplace, and they talk to him, and it shows him setting the clock as the ship's sinking and stuff. Maybe I'll put a clip up if you guys don't remember. But yeah, that's right here.
Won't you even make a try for it?
Picture in New York. Never arrived, Titanic.
That didn't build you a stronger ship than it was.
And you talk to this lady.
I don't know you, nor do I want to. Leave me, or I shall summon a steward.
This lady always looked like Shania Twain with a funny hat on. Her face looks just like Shania Twain. It's unusual to see a woman smoking.
Tell me, do you approve of women who smoke?
It's not good for you.
If you want to be a bore, I suggest you travel steerage. Good evening.
Random people. Alright, so I think what I'll say is we should probably go back to my room and decode those messages. This is the first class promenade. It goes all the way around the ship. Oh look, there's Georgia again. Didn't know she'd be here. Let's see what she has to say.
I knew you'd come.
I guess I forgot we were supposed to meet here.
Charles received a telegram from the solicitors. Our estate's to be sold off. He asked about the necklace I gave you. I told him I left it with a purser. Don't say anything to him or Sasha. Not him and his group of... Oh, there's much more to tell you. Can you meet me in my stateroom? I'm in B70. It's Charles' custom to go for a drink in the smoking room. When he does, visit me.
B70. Alright. I should probably take some notes. I've got a notepad, but I'm not going to get that right now. Let me put it in my phone. But yeah, so Georgia and Charles are a couple, and they are apparently having some financial problems. I think I'll remember it. Alright, so as I was saying, yeah, this promenade goes all the way around the ship. That was the back. And there's the front. Alright, so let's see. Get to the staircase here. And talk to Leyland again.
Hello. In need of psychic consultation?
Yeah, let's have you read Zeidel's pipe.
You know, a medium told me the only danger in my life would come on water. Salt or fresh, he did not say. Damn it all, I wish they'd be more specific.
Yeah.
That pipe's been someplace quite humid recently. I'd visit the Turkish bath. Good luck.
Wonder if he has anything on the diamonds.
These, my friend, will surprise you. Mark my words.
Alright.
Good night.
Alright, so now we gotta go down to C deck. And while we're down here, we can talk to the purser and get those initials for Daisy Cashmore. But let's stick to mission for now. Alright, that's not my room. Ah, dang it. Looks like we're getting short on time, so I think as soon as we decode this, I'm gonna have to end the episode. So go ahead and put this up here. Power our device on. It always screws up the music when you do that. Alright, so the first step is setting the numbers. That's going to, I guess, tell the machine what kind of codes to use. Or what kind of code it's dealing with. 5, 4. Thankfully, you can actually type it, which I didn't know for a long time either. So A, N, H, Q, S, P, P, A, I, X, W, B, F, C, X, Y, decode. Ribiat, hidden in Boiler Room 3, Cold Chute 4. SB will deliver painting after pickup. Will confirm. Zeitel. So now I know where the Rubaiyat is. So that's good. That's the thing we're looking for. I'm gonna turn this off. So there we go. So this is a good start. You know, actually, let's talk to the purser. Let's get that over with real quick. Then we'll end the episode. So there's purser's office. You got some information. You can read that if you want to. Alright, let's ring the bell.
Yes, can I help you?
I remember this guy from, he gave me a little bit of a scare in the Titanic Honor and Glory demo, and his head popped up. I require assistance.
Perhaps. As purser, I'm in charge of the Titanic's passengers.
Let's do passenger list.
Have you a name? If you do, I can tell you their cabin number.
Yes. Thomas Andrews. I can ask where Thomas Andrews is.
Let me check. Mr. George Quincy Clifford, A27.
Alright, cool. And while we're at it, let's find out if I can go play shuffleboard.
Deck games are usually reserved for daylight hours.
What time's dinner served?
5? Who are you anyway? I haven't seen you about. And I've the passenger list. We've already had trouble with one lady in second who's tried crashing first class.
That's Penny Pringle he's talking about. May I check the cargo manifest?
Certainly not. The manifest is the purser's. Only I look at the manifest.
That's good to know. Alright, bye.
I live to serve. Very good then.
Alright, there we go. And with that, it is 10 o'clock, and I must say goodbye. So, thank you for joining me on this first hour of our mission, and I will see you in the next video.